Hey YouTube friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about everything I did while staying at Thousand Trails Palm Springs. Thousand Trails Palm Springs is your base camp for adventure and the desert oasis that is Palm Springs. I'm going to tell you everything I did in my week in Palm Springs, take you along for the adventure. You're not going to want to miss this because I had a great time. Let's get into it. Palm Springs is an amazing area. I'm not going to talk too much about Thousand Trails Palm Springs because I did a whole video about here which you can watch to get a complete overview of the park. So I'm going to jump straight into what I did with my week in Palm Springs. The first day I'm calling Historic Heights. I started my morning at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. The Palm Springs Aerial Tramway is a fantastic experience. Let's go on together. As you wait for the train to enter the station and board, the boarding area is crowded and excitement builds. Pro tip here, buy your tickets online in advance. As you take off from the station, you know you're in for a special journey as you start to rotate for 360-degree views. You actually go through 5 unique life zones during your trip, and it may feel like you're going through as many climate zones. When I went, it was sunny at the bottom and 24 degrees at the top and snowing. After the Aerial Tramway, I headed downtown for some lunch, some shopping, and some general exploration. Downtown itself is really cool. I stopped at the farm to have lunch. It's a French bistro, very quaint, very awesome, and California chic. The patio's to die for. The food was fairly good, but the patio is really what made the restaurant. Then my favorite part of the food in Palm Springs was the date shake. The date shake has been a Palm Springs tradition since the 1930s, and I stopped at Great Shake. Check this out. Stepping inside Great Shake is like going back in a retro time machine. I felt like I was in a malt shop from the 1950s, and the historic memorabilia on the walls add to the feeling. While Palm Springs is famous for the date shake, Great Shake took that to a whole new level, with so many shake flavors I couldn't count. However, I still had to go for the local favorite, the date shake. And boy oh boy am I glad I did. It was amazing. After my 5,000 calorie lunch and shake, I decided I need to walk around a bit to clear those calories. And let me tell you, I absolutely love downtown. From the Walk of Stars, where you get to see not only celebrities, but local celebrities, to the great architecture and the tree-lined paths, I absolutely love downtown. I particularly enjoyed the artwork and the sculptures that were placed throughout, and enjoyed just walking in and out of the shops. Most of the shops are locally owned and operated, and the storekeepers have great stories. I really recommend taking some time and chatting with everybody when you go. It's part of the experience, and you'll enjoy it. For day 2, I decided to have some adventure and explore Joshua Tree National Park. The west entrance of Joshua Tree National Park is about an hour and a half from Thousand Trails Palm Springs, and is your gateway to adventure. Joshua Tree is a beautiful park, and if you don't feel like doing my itinerary and hiking, then you can just go for a drive. The drive through Joshua Tree National Park actually gives you a fair amount of opportunity to see the whole park and to get a good feel for it without ever getting out of your car. The drive itself around the main park road is absolutely gorgeous, and you could spend hours just driving around the park without ever getting out of your car. Moreover, some of the main attractions are actually right by the road, so driving around and then doing brief hikes of less than a mile will let you see some of the most awesome parts of Joshua Tree National Park. I was there in the middle of winter, so of course the weather was fantastic and gave me an excellent chance to take the top off the Bronco, enjoy the amazing weather and the absolutely scenic views that you get 360 as you drive. I'm going to provide a link to my website which will have my suggested hiking route on it and the reason and the order I did them in. I think I found a fairly good itinerary, and I gotta tell you, Joshua Tree National Park was just truly pretty special. I started my morning on an easier hike. That having been said, just because it was easy doesn't mean it wasn't scenic. The boulder formations were beautiful and truly represented the best of Joshua Tree. It's also what makes Joshua Tree so epic. In addition to the amazing boulder formations and the easy path, there were also these petroglyphs. I've rarely ever gotten to see petroglyphs in the wild, so the opportunity to see them and observe them was absolutely fantastic. You can get pretty close and still be on trail, so that's awesome. In the afternoon, I did a more complicated hike on a steep ridge line. That's a long way down if you can't tell, with 1,000 feet of elevation gain in under 3 miles, but the epic view with the snow-capped peaks in the background, the desert floor and valley, and the many different boulder formations you could see made the steep climb well worth the effort. I just absolutely love this view and hanging out up top. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications, drop me a line in the comment. Let me know your favorite desert town to visit. Thanks for watching. On with the video. Joshua Tree National Park was pretty amazing, and after it I needed a little bit of a break. So day 3 I'm calling the primary element of wind. I started my morning by doing a windmill tour. Yes, a windmill tour, you heard me right. It's absolutely fun, and let's go on together. So I know you're probably wondering, why would I pay to see something that I could see for free from the freeway? It's more than just getting up close and personal with these giants. It's also getting to see the components and getting a history of wind farming in California and throughout the nation and the commercial viability of it. It's an education and tour combined into one, and it's just really fun to drive around under the windmills and get to see them in a way that very few ever do. After my windmill tour, I decided to go to the Air Museum. Having recently been to the Pima Tucson Air Museum, you can watch my video here, felt like I had been to the Mac Daddy of all air museums. However, I gotta tell you, this was a pretty great air museum. From the moment you arrive at the Air Museum, you know you're in for a treat. When you step inside, you'll get some great World War II aircraft, some of which you can actually pay a fee and take a ride on. How awesome is that? The other awesome thing about the Air Museum is you get to see a real-life replica of the actual replica used in Top Gun 2 of the plane Tom Cruise flew. I thought that was one of the highlights and something that's unique to being in California and an area known for its cinema role. In addition, you get to see a real live stealth bomber. This is one of the coolest things to me, maybe because when I was a kid, I thought they were just awesome. I can't wait to go back. Day 4 I called Desert Life. I started my morning at the Sunnyland Gardens. This was a quick stop on my way to the Living Desert Museum. I love the juxtaposition of the cactus with the mountains behind it. I think that's just so Coachella Valley and so Palm Springs, and while I made it a quick stop, you could spend hours relaxing in the garden in a nice day. People also enjoy the area behind the building with children playing and the lush green landscape with mountains. Next up was the Living Desert Zoo. Now I'll tell you guys, I'm normally not a fan of zoos, but let's go on a walk around because I want to show you some of the incredible things that it has to offer. When you first arrive at the Desert Zoo, you know you're not in for a typical zoo experience. One of the cool parts is it feels more like being in a park and not in a zoo, with natural walking paths and the best part, some free-range wallabies. These were not in cages, and while you couldn't touch them, you could get really close and sit right next to them. That alone was an experience. The zoo has some typical animals that you would usually see in a zoo like zebras, but also had some smaller friends like this awesome turtle. This is Tamale. He's only 4, but he'll live to be about 80. And my favorite part was this, getting to feed the giraffes. This will make your soul feel good. It is an uplifting experience. I highly recommend you do it. If you want to know how I go all these amazing spaces, I use Thousand Trails. Thousand Trails is a campground membership organization with hundreds of campgrounds across the country that I pay one base rate and then stay for free. It's absolutely amazing. I cannot tell you the thousands and thousands of dollars I save every year using Thousand Trails. If you're interested in knowing more about a Thousand Trails membership, I've dropped a referral link in the comments to hook you up with my membership specialist that I have vetted for you. It's at no obligation and no cost to you for a free consultation, and if you do decide to buy a membership, we can often get you a steep discount off the Thousand Trails website, and you help support the channel at the same time. So please use my referral link if you think you're interested in Thousand Trails. On with the video. And for my 5th and final day in the beautiful town of Palm Springs and the Coachella Valley, I decided to circle back where it all began, head back downtown to the Agua Caliente Cultural Center. The Agua Caliente band has been in the Coachella Valley since time immemorial. They built the Cultural Center just a few years ago, and it is pretty awesome. Let's go inside. The Cultural Center does a great job walking you through the history of the band, which stretches over so much time there's a lot of information. There's also some fairly cool interactive displays and modern technologies used, as well as ancient artifacts to help you learn more about the band and its history in the Coachella Valley. It's definitely worth a visit. After visiting the museum, I went for a drive around historic Palm Springs to enjoy the architecture. I have to tell you, I have a general hatred of ranch-style houses, but as I went around, seeing the houses of stars and the historic architecture of the 50s ranch-style modernism, I came for a true appreciation of how awesome these houses are and how cool the architecture is. Palm Springs has a whole week dedicated to modernism, and I highly suggest you come during that week because you can often get historic home tours, and the whole city is alive celebrating modernism as a form of architecture. And just for a little fun, after it was all over, I went to the Rodeo Drive of the Desert in El Paseo. El Paseo is a beautiful shopping area. I stopped and had lunch at a French cafe and enjoyed my time window shopping the area because I was certainly not going to spend the money to buy the things that were on sale. But it was absolutely enjoyable to go see the crowd, see the folks, see the California chic, see the Rodeo Drive of the desert, and enjoy the beautiful scenery that El Paseo has to offer. There is so much more you can do in Palm Springs, from hot springs and spas to gambling to mini hikes that I didn't even have time to get to. My only regret in Palm Springs was that the week I spent was just nearly not enough. As always, if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications, drop me a line in the comments, let me know your favorite desert town in the United States. Thanks for watching, take care.